It's a filmmakers meetup. Whether you're an amateur filmmaker or professional filmmaker, across every genre, that's what it is. And I think that's the common thread, is just that everyone that I've done has been a real mix of people. It's not just people who are keen to learn, it's people who are, quite serious in the business, and that's really good. The first meetup started because of, I would say I was going to be somewhere in a city, and I'd get people saying, love to meet you for a drink. And the problem is, if you get like 5 or 6 people saying that, you can't see each one individually. So I said, why don't we all just get together and we'll have a drink? And that was in Boston. God, it must be near the beginning of last year. And that was the first one. And that's basically what it came from. It's simply, lots of people find out that I'm going to be in a certain place and they say, I'd love to meet you. And I go, cool. But unfortunately, there's so many requests, I can't do it on a one-to-one basis. I just don't have the time. So I generally put an evening aside to get everybody together, so they can say hi, and then, but more importantly, they can meet each other. And a lot of people here have very similar interests. There's obviously amateurs here and professionals here, which is what really is good about it. It's a complete mix. It's not just pros and it's not just amateurs. It's a real mix of people. But it's great networking. So you meet people like, oh, you live near me and you do this. Oh, I'm always needing somebody who does that. Fantastic, it's good to know you're another 5D shooter. And it's a really good way of introducing things. And what's happened in places that I've gone to is, after I've had meetups, they've continued. So it'll be like, 1 in 2 months, 2 months after the first one, they'll start organising their own ones and make it a more permanent thing. I think that's very cool. The reason I came to Amsterdam specifically to do a meetup is I kept promising, I kept on saying I was going to come to IBC or things like that, and I never quite managed for different reasons. And so I promised Gert I would specifically come here and do one, which I've done. So it's the first time I've literally gone somewhere different specifically for this. So, and it's a good turnout. Filming is fun, and I do that all the time. This is the weekend, and I get to come to Amsterdam for the weekend, so it's nice. I try to avoid working weekends anyway, so I've been shooting all week in England, and I finished on Thursday, and I flew over yesterday. So, and I'm shooting again on Monday, so it's just a weekend off. I do quite a mix of things these days, a mixture of teaching with workshops and shooting. Shooting is still the vast majority of my work, and that's still the thing I enjoy the most. And probably the most pleasure I get from filming is actually just my own little projects. The paid stuff is great, and it's challenging and it's fun, but it's doing something that I specifically want to do, which is often my own little stuff. That's what I get the most fun out of, because you're working for yourself, you're not working for anybody else, and it's your total creative control, and that's what I probably enjoy the most. Not really. I mean, it wasn't as fast as you think. I mean, I started my website 4 years ago, and I started my blog just over 3 years ago. And I simply started, the website was purely to get me work. It was somewhere to put my show reel on there and have a CV of what I've done. The blog came about thinking, I want to try one of these blog things that everybody's doing and just see. So I started writing about 35mm adapters, and it became very popular. And I just kept on talking about the latest tools for the low-budget filmmaker and my experiences on shoots and things like that. And then I started talking about DSLRs around May last year, and things just carried on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think the DSLRs have obviously meant a lot more people come to my site because the DSLRs are so affordable, and so therefore so many more people are buying them, whereas before the video cameras are much more expensive. So yeah, I think the figures of the people who come to visit my site have gone up with the DSLRs without doubt, because it's this whole freedom of filmmaking that's been brought about by these cameras. No, the blog is just me. I do everything. I have a website designer who designed the templates and helps me out when I get into some website glitches, but all the content's me, all the responses are me, and I like that hands-on ability. I guess that's kind of what keeps it quite special as well, because it is me replying. It's not just some random people. So if you ask a question, it's me who's going to respond to it. So it is important. It takes up a lot of time. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. Well, I mean, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, continue the teaching aspect, continue with the blog, continue with the shooting, without a doubt, and just look for and try and do lots of interesting projects, things that really interest me. I did my first big budget movie this year, and that was something that was a good experience. And I've got some other new experiences I'm going to try that I've got lined up next year. So I'm really keen to just try lots of different things and just enjoy myself, really. It's a very organised meetup. Never done anything like this. The meetups I've done previously have been really just sort of go and have a drink in the evening. It's pretty much it. People bring their cameras and we just talk. I've never done a day meetup before, never done one as long as this, never done one as organised as this. So it's, we'll see how well it goes. It's a great group of people. It's a really, we're on a boat and we're going to go down a canal. And then we're going to go to the red light district. I'm not quite sure how they'll react to the cameras there though, because I would assume they don't want to be filmed.
Well, I read there was a surprise in what's about to happen in the red light district. Can you imagine what that could be?
I don't even want to know what it is. Maybe I'll skip before we get to the red light district and head back to the hotel. Just to, I don't know. I don't trust Gert. I don't trust Jan. I don't trust Gert.
Have you ever been involved in that kind of production?
What kind of production? That's all. No. That's the one genre I've not dabbled in. So. Thank you very much.
Mag je niet filmen?
Oké, rustig. Was het?
Nee, maar...
Niet aanraken.